Hello everyone, welcome to ekamiasacademy. So, welcome to this particular answer writing series. And as I have said, we have started up with the environment series initially of GS paper 3. Hope you are following the daily answer writing series. And we have come up with one more important question which has been news, which is a topic which is present in news. On and often you will be seeing about plastics, and from that particular plastics we have one particular aspect of question, that is microplastics. So here we are going to solve the question and write the answer regarding with this particular microplastics. Okay, so let's read the question first. What are microplastics? So obviously within the introduction of the answer we are going to define what are microplastics, or else if there is any case study recently regarding with this particular microplastics, on that particular basis we are going to focus. And within the body we are going to discuss about the threads. Within the body here in introduction we are going to define what is microplastics as such, which is one of the best possible way. And within the body we are going to explain about the threads which are possessed, and in the sub part of the body we will also explain the steps and measures that are needed to overcome regarding with these particular threads. And in the conclusion we will suggest some way forward and conclude it optimistically. This is how the main structure of answer which we are going to tackle with. So make sure that while you write the introduction, if you don't know the definition, just try to write regarding with the recent contemporary presence of microplastic in news. Like recently some scientist from South Korea, they have started studying more about this particular microplastics regarding in the Antarctic region. So you can write that particular aspect regarding with microplastics when you don't know the definition. Okay, so let's start writing the answer. So first here we will start up writing introduction. As I've already mentioned, here we are going to write about the definition. So microplastics are small plastic particles in the environment which are less than 1 mm diameter in size to the micrometer range. In the micrometer range. This is the first line which you are going to write within the introduction aspect. And here many people, they skip off writing about the sources of microplastic. So continuing in the introduction itself, you have to comment on what are the different sources of these particular microplastics which generally enter into the atmosphere, enter into the water body, enter into the soil. Okay, so here you have to mention about sources of microplastic. Okay, so when you explain the sources, the examiner who would be correcting the paper, he would be having an idea and he thinks that you know maximum thing regarding with microplastic, and chances of getting more marks when you write these kind of things, despite he did not ask in the question, but you have to mention the sources. So first is microfibers released from textiles, microbeads used in cosmetics, microfibers which are generally used in textiles. When we wash these particular microfibers, they enter into the water, and micro beads like which are used generally in cosmetics, these are like two major sources. Next, within the paint products, we shall find these particular microplastics and plastic bottles, bags, fishing nets. Clear? So they are the some of the sources. This might be major plastic, but they convert themselves into microplastic moving further. Here you can also mention food packaging. So these food packaging would also include microplastics in as such. So from all these sources, microplastics enters into soil, water and air, polluting these particular aspects. So these microplastics generally, when they are present, they enter into the soil, creating soil pollution, enter the different oceans and fresh water bodies, creating water pollution, enter into the air, creating air pollution. So this is how the first initial introduction of your answer should be looking like. Okay, moving further to body. So in body, what are the two aspects which you are going to write? One is one part of the body. Here you are going to mention about the threads. One, here you are going to suggest some measures. So first we will focus upon threats and what are the threats which are associated with this particular microplastics. So first threat is marine pollution, disturbing impact on marine life. Next threat, biodiversity loss by environmental change. So marine pollution would happen that results into loss of marine life and huge amount of biodiversity loss either on the terrestrial ecosystem on the land or on the aquatic ecosystem. We can observe these particular aspects. The most important thing, there is huge loss of biodiversity. Exclusively you can write killing the fish before they reach reproductive age, altering their growth and behavior. So fishes, one of the most important species on the earth's surface, they are the most affected one due to this particular microplastics. And these microplastics are found in dead bodies of turtles, like reptiles, birds, etc. So here I am elaborating the thing, that's it. Already I have mentioned two statements: marine pollution which results into loss of marine life, biodiversity loss due to the environmental change. But here, as they have asked the question, clear, if they would be asking the question for 200 or 250 words, as such, we have to elaborate these particular stuff from it. So next possessed threat is they enter landfills in coastal ecosystems and reduce the productive growth. Like for example, say along the coastal ecosystem we have coastal alluvium. As coastal alluvium soil would be present, when these particular microplastics, when they would be entering into that particular coastal communities, we shall be having the reduction in this particular production growth rate, either in the agriculture aspect or in the vegetation cover which generally grows there. These microplastics enters food chain and creates ecological imbalances. Clear? So you know about food chain. Generally, we would be having food chain and food web structures. Like for example, we have grass. Grass is eaten by grasshopper. Grasshopper would be consumed by frog. Frog would be consumed by like snake. Snake would be consumed by hawk. So when this particular microplastics enter into that particular food chain in between, we shall be having some disturbances in the population growth, and we shall have this particular ecological imbalances which generally would be created. So 94% of plastic patches present is of microplastic. So it means the maximum plastic in the world relates to this microplastic. So the impact shall be very high, and they have created these microplastics adapted the resistant power for biomagnification and bioremediation. These are the techniques which generally are used to control the pollution. So these kind of magnification and bioremediation techniques which would be used, these particular microplastics has adopted resistance power to them. So because of the impact which is being created, that has been more and more. So these are the potential threats which this particular microplastics are having, and direct impact on human health, either when they are consumed, when they are mixed with the water, or when humans intake the air, when the air is polluted through this microplastics. So there shall be huge amount of impact on human health. Exclusively respiratory diseases which are there, they come into picture in this particular regard. So these are the potential threats which are present regarding with these particular microplastics. Clear? Now we are going to see some measures which are required. See, measures are very important. Make sure that whenever you write certain measures, make sure that you write it in a practical way. Ban on single usage plastics. Clear? This is one important measure which we can follow. Second is promoting eco-friendly products. एग्जाम्पल लिख सकते हैं आप, जूट बैग्स, कॉटन बैग्स. So this is one time investment. You can use this particular jute bags for multiple times. Clear? So it's not like once we have used it and thrown, but single use plastic, we are using it and we are throwing, and the dumped single use plastics which are there, they are creating huge amount of problem to this microplastics. Okay, this is one important aspect which we have to do. Next, effective policies in recycling plastic from all stages which it has. From all stages matlab production of plastic to the usage, from usage to the dumping site, entirely there should be a connective policy framework as such. Next, one more thing is, countries should end up fossil fuel subsidy. This is one of the most important aspects. Why? Because these fossil fuel usage is incentive, like it is creating an incentive growth in development of the plastic market. That's why the subsidies of these particular fossil fuels have to be banned. This is one most important point. Put a star mark over here. Make sure that you 100% mention this particular aspect in your answer. Controlling production and distribution of fossils. Clear? So production wise, you have to create huge amount of taxes on the production side, and on the distribution side you have to create huge amount of awareness in the public regarding with the impacts which these particular plastics and microplastics would be creating. One more aspect is, like here you can mention segregation of solid waste at source site itself. This is also one important point, because when you segregate there, it shall be very easy at the dumping site to convert that particular segregate wastage into different biofuels, where when plastic is segregated at the source site itself, it shall be easy for utilizing that particular wastage in a required manner. So these are most important measures which we have. And as you know, like these particular marine plastic pollution, it is a planetary crisis where entire global community has to come onto a single platform to deal up with this particular crisis, so that we would be having a better sustainable future. So in this particular rhythm, you can end up your answer by an optimistic conclusion. So make sure that you write this particular answer on your note. You can add up few more points to the measures and the threats associated. So if you want to cross check the point which you have written is right or not, you can just type it in the comment section, so that we would be helping you either that point has to be included in your answer or not. Make sure the introduction which you have written, you 100% drop it in the comment section. We will be 100% giving the valuable feedback to the introductions, because introductions play a crucial role in effective answer writing aspect. Done. So this is up with this particular microplastics question. We would be coming up with more and more answer writing series from the GS paper 3 environment aspects. So many people have asked me regarding with the rest of the subjects. See, we are going in a sequence way. First, we shall take some 10 to 12 questions or 15 questions from environment. Subject wise, we will be taking some 10 to 15 questions and we would be doing it. There is no rush and hurry. We shall walk like tortoise and win the race. Okay. Thank you for watching this video. Have an awesome day. Jai Hind.